Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Irfan bin Muhammad Zaidi. My matrix number is 86633, and today I'm going to do my final year project 1 presentation. Okay, first is my project background. Sarawak, known as the land of hornbills, is rich in history, culture, and natural attractions. Shaped by the legacy of the White Rajas, the coexistence of over 34 ethnic groups, and world-renowned sites such as Mulu National Park, Bako National Park, and the Kuching Waterfront. Recognizing this unique potential, the Sarawak state government introduced the Post-COVID-19 Development Strategy 2030 or PCDS 2030, which emphasizes digital innovation and sustainable tourism. However, information about Sarawak's culture and tourism assets remain fragmented across multiple platforms, making it difficult to attract and engage modern tech-savvy tourists. This project aims to address this gap by developing an interactive, visual engaging, mobile-friendly web application using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to consolidate multimedia content and effectively promote Sarawak's identity to visitors from Peninsular Malaysia, Sabah, and international markets. Okay, next is the problem statement. The problem number one: fragmented information and weak digital narrative. Sarawak's tourism information is fragmented, outdated, and presented in static formats, making trip planning difficult and creating the perception of Sarawak as a logically complex destination. As this research has been conducted by Ting in 2025, also Horn and its colleague in 2021. The lack of a cohesive digital narrative and engaging storytelling reduces awareness of Sarawak's unique culture and historical identity, limiting overall tourism competitiveness. The research has been conducted by Zadeh, Bazargani, and Kilik in 2021. Problem number two: low youth engagement and cultural literacy gap. Youth and millennials across Malaysia face a regional knowledge deficit about Sarawak's heritage due to limited access to coherent and dedicated information, as this research has been conducted by Ting in 2025. Next, text-heavy and static digital content fails to engage younger audiences or motivate visits and promotion, weakening Sarawak's long-term destination competitiveness. Also, this research has been conducted by Ting in 2025, also by Zadeh Bazargani and Kilik in 2021. Okay, now this is the objective of my final year project. So, objective number one is to study suitable approaches of interactive web application of Sarawak's culture, history, and tourism content, utilizing client-side scripting and static design methods to ensure a highly engaging, visually striking presentation for external visitors. Objective number two is to design and develop a responsive, interactive web-based application using component-based design technique and a AI chatbot to ensure a scalable and interactive user experience. Objective number three: to test the functionality of the web portal and the responsiveness of the interface through systematic user acceptance testing. Okay, next is my project scope. First, the web portal will showcase created multimedia content highlighting Sarawak's culture, history, and tourist attractions, designed specifically for tourists from Peninsular Malaysia, Sabah, international visitors, and non-Sarawakian youth. The website will include a navigation bar for easy access to key sections such as history, culture, attractions, and AI chatbot, and a dashboard as a main landing page featuring highlighted attractions, cultural stories, and relevant content to encourage user engagement. A usability testing phase will be conducted to evaluate the portal's functionality, user experience, and appeal to the target audience. Okay, next is the significance. Significance of the project. The interactive web application serves as a global promotional platform for Sarawak, offering an engaging, mobile-friendly interface that helps non-Sarawakian tourists easily explore cultural and tourism content and supports informed travel decisions. For younger generations of Sarakian, the platform acts as a modern digital learning space that presents history and culture in interactive and easy to understand formats, strengthening cultural literacy. By increasing accessibility and engagement, the project encourages youth to become informed digital ambassadors who help promote Sarawak's heritage, history, and natural attractions. Okay, now is the technique comparison for AI chatbot. The chosen method to develop this AI chatbot is translation layer pattern. The translation layer pattern, also known as a pivot language approach, enables multilingual support by translating user input into a common language, usually English, before you sending it to the AI system. This approach is effective because AI models generally perform better in language like English due to their training data, producing more accurate and logical responses. The AI's response is then translated back to the user's original language, making this method scalable and reliable for supporting low resource languages without modifying the AI model itself. Okay, next technique is the multilingual fine tuning. Multilingual fine tuning improves an AI model's performance by training it further on selected multilingual data to better understand specific languages and cultural contexts. Modern methods such as parameter efficient fine tuning and LoRa reduces training costs by adjusting only a small portion of the model's parameters, making adaptation more efficient. However, this approach still requires technical expertise, training resources, and model modification, which increases development complexity. Okay, now is the chosen technique for developing the AI chatbot. The chosen approach is the translation layer pattern. The translation layer pattern is selected because it is simpler to implement and does not require training or modifying AI models. It uses standard programming languages like Python or JavaScript to connect an existing translation service such as Google Translate or Deep Learning with an AI service such as ChatGPT, making it cost effective and easy to maintain. Okay, now is the technique comparison for developing the web application. First, monolithic design architecture. All parts of the web application, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, logic, and data handling are built into a single tightly coupled code base, making development simple at the early stage but difficult to manage as the system grows. As the application becomes more complex, small changes can cause unexpected errors in other features, making the system hard to scale, maintain, and update over time. Next is the component based design. The application is built using independent, reusable components like navigation bar, story cards, interactive timelines, each managing its own structure, style, and behavior. This modular approach improves scalability, maintainability, and development efficiency, allowing new content or features to be added without affecting existing components. Component-based design is selected because it supports long-term scalability and easy maintenance, making it more suitable than monolithic design for a content-rich and continuously expanding cultural heritage web portal. Okay, now is the comparison with existing app. First, the Sarawak Tourism Board (STB) official website. The STB website functions as the official government portal for promoting Sarawak's tourism pillars, providing authoritative information, major event highlights, and a broad overview of the state's attractions. While it benefits from wide content coverage and strong credibility, its large scope results in fragmented information, and its formal static design does not fully meet the expectations of modern youth-oriented audience. The Sorokin story addresses this gap by offering a dedicated, visual engaging, and interactive platform that focuses specifically on Sarawak's culture and history, separating immersive storytelling from the more formal government tourism portal. Next comparison is the Sarawak Cultural Village (SCV) website. The SCV website and app focus on supporting the Sarawak Cultural Village living museum experience by providing information on ethnic houses, cultural performance, and activities, with ticket sales and on-site navigation as their primary functions. While the platform offers detailed and immersive content about traditional lifestyles within a single location, its scope is limited to the village itself and is largely commercial in nature. As a result, it does not effectively represent Sarawak's wider history, such as the White Rajah era or the state's diverse natural attractions. The Sarawakian story addresses this limitation by providing a non-commercial, statewide digital platform that presents Sarawak's full cultural, historical, and natural narrative through an engaging and interactive experience. Okay, now we're moving to the methodology. This project follows the waterfall methodology, which structures development into clear, sequential phases for systematic progress. The system is developed in stages, with each phase focusing on specific features and requirements before moving to the next. Four waterfall phases are applied, which is the requirements, the design, the implementation, and the testing. Deployment and maintenance phases are excluded as the project is not intended for live deployment or long-term maintenance. Okay, now we are in the first methodology phases, which is the requirements. The requirements phase is the first and most critical stage of the waterfall methodology, where the project foundation is established. It focuses on planning and analysis, which must be completed and approved before design or development begins, and ensures clear project direction and reduce risk in later stages. In the planning, defines the project scopes, objectives, feasibility, timeline, and required resources. It involves risk assessment and the creation of a detailed project plan to prevent future changes. Analysis gathers detailed system requirements through stakeholders' discussion and user research. It identifies functional requirements such as system features and non-functional requirements like performance, security, and responsiveness. Okay, the next phase is the system design. The system design phase converts the approved requirements into a detailed technical plan before development begins. This phase includes a high level design which defines the overall system architecture and how major components of the portal interact, and low-level design, which focus on detailed elements such as user interface layouts. During this stage, key technical decisions for the Soraken Story project, such as the selection of JavaScript library and CSS frameworks, are finalized to ensure smooth implementation. Okay, here is the system architecture for the web application. The system architecture of the Soraken Story web application uses a central resource manager to manage and distribute multimedia content such as text, audio, and video. This resource manager connects the user interface, which handles visual presentations and AI features, with the story engine, which manage core logic like data handling and application state. By linking to a dedicated content and assets layer that stores all media and data files. The architecture ensures smooth coordination between components and delivers an interactive, data-driven user experience. Here is the use case diagram. The use case diagram shows how user interacts with the Sorakian Story web application. Users can begin from the main page to explore content such as culture, history, and tourism through a clear, structured navigation flow. Or they can directly use the AI chatbot to ask questions about Sorokian heritage. This diagram highlights both guided exploration and interactive user engagement within the system. Here is the Sorokin Story web application flowchart. The flowchart shows the navigation structure of the Sorokin Story web application starting from the main page. The navigation bar acts as a central hub, guiding users to four main modules: history, culture, tourism, or the AI chatbot. History and tourism lead to a detailed page about historical events and destinations, while culture splits into ethnic and food sections. This structure ensures users can smoothly explore cultural content or interact with the AI for specific questions. Okay, here is the flowchart for the AI chatbot. The AI chatbot flowchart shows how the interactive assistant works in the Sorakin Story web application. Users start from the main page and submit queries, which are processed automatically to generate responses. A feedback loop allows users to ask follow-up questions continuously until they choose to exit, providing a seamless, user-focused experience for exploring Sorakian heritage. Okay, here is the storyboard for the Sorakin Story web application. The storyboard for the Sorakin Story web application maps the user journey across five main interfaces. It starts with a main page featuring multimedia content, then moves to thematic pages for cultural history and tourism, using organized layouts to present ethnic backgrounds, historical stories, and tourist destinations. The journey ends with the AI chatbot page, offering a simple interface for interactive heritage inquiries. This layout creates a cohesive, engaging, and user-friendly experience. Okay, next we're moving on to the next phase, which is the implementation. Implementation phase converts the technical designs of the Sarawak Heritage Portal into functional code using HTML for structure, CSS for styling, and JavaScript for interaction and narrative logic. Includes unit testing to verify that individual sections of code work correctly before integration into the full system. It follows the waterfall model's sequential approach, ensuring precise execution of design documents so that all buttons, links, and interactive elements function as planned. Next, the coding and implementation focuses on coding and implementing the various pages of the web application. Visual Studio Code is the chosen tool for development and implementation as described in Chapter 2. It ensures that all components of the portal are functional, interactive, and aligned with the system design before moving to formal testing. Okay, here is the tool that I use to develop my web application and the reason behind it. So the tool that I choose is Visual Code Studio. So the first reason is versatile web development tool. Visual Studio Code is a lightweight, powerful editor for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, featuring IntelliSense for intelligent code completion and a built-in terminal for running commands. Second reasons, extension support offers an extensive extension marketplace, including tools like Live Server for instant browser previews and debuggers for quick error fixes. And the third is efficient workspace. Combines the speed of a text editor with professional development features, making it ideal for built interactive, narrative-driven web application. Okay, here is the front-end stacks, which is the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML or hypertext markup language provides the structure and organization of the web application using tags like hash1 for headings, P for text, and IMG for images. It holds historical text and cultural images in place, creating a logical hierarchy for readability and search engine accessibility. Also, it serves as the foundation for all other web technologies like CSS and JavaScript. Next is CSS or Cascading Style Sheets. It controls the visual presentation and layout of the HTML content, including fonts, colors, spacing, and page layout. It creates a unique look and feel, such as earthy tones for Sarawak's nature or traditional patterns for cultural elements. It ensures the web portal is responsive and visually appealing, enhancing user navigation and experience. Last is the JavaScript. It adds interactivity and dynamic behavior, acting as the brain of the web application. It manages story logic for narrative driven content, allowing content to change based on user actions without refreshing the page. Also, it enables engaging features like transitions and immersive experience, turning static pages into interactive storytelling. Okay, now we're moving on to the final phase, which is the testing. The testing phase is a crucial phase to guarantee a web application's functionality, performance, and quality standards. Bug tracking, usability testing, performance testing, and regression testing are being done in order to find and fix any problems. The bug tracking, the process of documenting, prioritizing, and managing technical issues from discovery to resolution. Each bug, such as a broken link or layout error, is logged with its severity, priority, and steps to reproduce it. Following a formal bug lifecycle ensures that issues are assigned, fixed, and verified before reaching users, preventing critical errors in the final product. Usability testing evaluates how easily real users can navigate the web application. Participants perform tasks like finding a historical story or using the menu, while observers identify areas of confusion or difficulty. The goal is to gather feedback on story flow, readability, and interface design, improving user experience so that visitors of all skill levels can engage with the content independently. Okay, next is the performance testing. The performance testing ensures the web application is fast, stable, and responsive, even when handling high quality images or complex narrative logic. Key metrics like page load time and core web vitals are measured to prevent lag or freezing that could frustrate users. By testing on different devices and network speeds, Developers can optimize code and compress media, providing a smooth and high-speed experience for all visitors. The last is regression testing. Regression testing involves retesting existing features whenever code is updated or bugs are fixed to ensure that previous functionality still works. Since web components like JavaScript and CSS are interconnected, a small change in one area could unintentionally break another. Regular regression testing acts as a safety net, maintaining the application's integrity and ensuring a cohesive, error free user experience. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.